What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to some more F1 2020 My Team Season 4. We are in the final episode, the season finale of Season 4, the sprint race season. As you can see, we're heading into the Japanese Grand Prix. Facilities-wise, we are doing very well. I think I want to trigger another personnel upgrade so that we are fully upgraded on the personnel facilities. You will also see what regulation changes we should expect in the next season, because our R&D tree is fully decked out, and of course our car is the fastest. Anyway, we are heading into the Japanese Grand Prix, so let's see what this race holds for us.
Welcome along then to the magnificent Suzuka International Circuit, a stone's throw away from Ise Bay in the beautiful Japanese countryside. What surprises lie in wait for us today in the Japanese Grand Prix? It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. An immense lap from Carlos Sainz yesterday puts him in pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Ocon, Verstappen, Valtteri Bottas, and Kvyat, Ricciardo, Leclerc, Albon, and Pierre Gasly, Schumacher, Stroll, Sergio Perez, and Russell, Lucky, Giovinazzi, Jack Aitken, and Kevin Magnussen, Norris, De Vries, Latifi, and Nobuharu Matsushita. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
Here we go, and one of the hardest circuits for us. Statistically, we have not had any good results here, so let's hope we can limit our damage as 5 red lights, and off we go. Getting a decent start out of here. Getting past a couple cars, trying to follow Schumacher. Around the outside, that was a decent move. Another dive bomb at this hairpin turn just to find ourselves in P9 now. Stroll is right behind us. Let's see if we can capitalize on this form. Maybe climb higher up the rank. Okay, we got Albon. Okay, we're in P8 now after taking Albon at that fast straight. Alright, lap 3, DRS enabled, and Albon is right behind me. Yikes. Yeah, we're not doing very well here. Penultimate lap of the Grand Prix, and we have to settle for P8, I believe. Alright, last lap of the Grand Prix. Oh god, Albon was coming in from the outside, trying to overtake. Okay, Albon. I thought I cleared him, but never mind. Alright, final fast 2 corners. Let's see, before the chicane, can we maintain our track position as Albon tries to attack us from behind? But we do as we enter the chicane, and we should be clear to finish P8 at the Japanese Grand Prix. Pretty good race. I think I drove pretty well considering how bad we are on the circuit.
Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
Quite an interesting result of the Japanese Grand Prix. Carlos Sainz gets P1, Max Verstappen in P2 with the fastest lap as well, Ocon in P3 to round out the podium, Hamilton, Bottas, Ricciardo, Kvyat, ourselves, Albon, and Stroll rounding out the top 10 points positions. We did well to come from P15 to P8. Now we gotta take a look at the standings. Max Verstappen extends his gap 69 points between myself and Verstappen now in the driver's standings. Constructor standings wise, we are still in the lead, 179 point gap between Mercedes and ourselves. I think that if we win the next Grand Prix, we will be securing the constructor standings, and I think Max Verstappen might win it if he gets another P1 for the driver's standing. So let's move on to the next Grand Prix, hopefully a better result than P8. back in HQ, and it doesn't seem like we need to focus on anything. We have the best car out there. No real regulation changes announced just yet, but I think the USA circuit is where usually the regulation changes get announced. So let's see if we do get a regulation change this year for the next season. If not, we're just going to go racing. So let's go on into the US Grand Prix and hope for a better result than P8.
Here we are then in one of the fastest growing cities in the United States, the fabulous Austin, in the great state of Texas. The circuit itself 14 miles southeast of the city centre and home to the US Grand Prix since 2012. The latest in a long list of iconic tracks to have that honour. We're racing today then in Travis County, Texas, around the 20 corners of the wonderful Circuit of the Americas. We'll be reaching speeds of around 200 miles an hour, and there are plenty of good opportunities to pass, especially through the two DRS zones into turn 1 and the very long back straight into turn 12. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he starts from pole position. And just starting behind them is Daniel Kvyat, who'll start from P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Lucky, Valtteri Bottas, and Norris, Sainz, Ricciardo, Hamilton, and Pierre Gasly, Russell, Albon, Mick Schumacher, and Giovinazzi, Leclerc, Stroll, Esteban Ocon, and Kevin Magnussen, De Vries, Matsushita, Aitken, they've taken a grid penalty, and Nicholas Latifi. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track and get this Grand Prix underway.
Another solid starting position, P4 at the US Grand Prix. Let's see if we can improve on that before turn 1. Rich fuel mixture engaged, ready for overtake. 5 red lights drop at the Circuit of Americas, and off we go. And we've got a splendid start. Kvyat trying to block us off. Gonna go on the inside here. Side by side with Max Verstappen, a little contact, but we have got P1 for a moment, and now Max Verstappen goes ahead. Knowing this result right now, I think we have to settle for P2 because Max Verstappen is going to be impossible to catch. This guy is on a new level of driving, so I think P2 is what we settle for. But of course, we will keep pushing on Max Verstappen, and hopefully we can try and steal P1 off of him. Unbelievable how well Max Verstappen drives here. 3 seconds ahead of us now. Unbelievable. Alright, final lap of the Grand Prix, and oh my goodness, Perez has just overtaken us. And so is Kvyat, but we can defend on the inside line. Dive bomb. Sort of successful, I guess. Yes, we maintain P2. Oh, we collided with Perez, my bad. Here we go, final turn of the Grand Prix, and we secure P2. Max Verstappen a total of 10 seconds ahead of us, and we secure a P2 finish, another podium in the second race.
Look, we've missed out on the title, and I know you're disappointed, but you've done a fantastic job this season. Really fantastic. We'll go one better next year.
And so the celebrations begin, and well earned they are indeed. It may have looked simple at times, but as any racing driver can tell you, competing at this level, at the very top, is anything but simple. There's no catching them now then. We have a new World Drivers' Champion. That's a spectacular victory then, and with it, the championship is secure. It's been a magnificent season, and they thoroughly deserve the cheers of the crowd here today.
So here are the results of the US Grand Prix. Max Verstappen with the fastest lap and P1. We sit at P2, a total of 11 seconds behind him. Perez and P3 rounding out the podium positions. Ricciardo, Kvyat, Bottas, Norris, Sainz, Hamilton, and Gasly round out the rest of the points positions. Now taking a look at the standings, Max Verstappen secures the Drivers' Standing Championship. So he's the World Drivers' Champion. Well done to him, finally giving him his first World Drivers' Championship. And then constructors wise, we also complete the double. We secured the constructor standings in P1, another Su Motorsport domination in this season. So we couldn't have asked for a better season. Moving on to the penultimate Grand Prix, and then let's see how we round out the rest of the season.
Alright, listen up everyone. They've announced that the technical regulations are changing for next season. Now there's a risk a lot of our hard work could be undone if we're not careful, so let's figure out how to mitigate this. Drivers, take a look at the developments we have and let us know what you want to invest in protecting. Alright everyone, let's get on top of this.
I want to bring you guys along for qualifying session today at the Mexican Grand Prix, but of course we have our announced regulation changes, and it seems like the powertrain department is the one that has hit the biggest right now. We are going to dump all our resource points and adapt all of these for the next season. I think we have enough resource points to do that, but just in case, we're going to start with the ultimates and majors. I just did that minor just in case because it's in a strategic position to unlock a lot. Look at that. Everything is adapted. We still have 10,000 resource points in the bag, so it's going to be all about driving and seeing the driver changes throughout this season. So we are moving into the Mexican Grand Prix. Let's do qualifying. Our first lap of qualifying, I think, is going to be a solid run here. Fastest lap with 112.3. We got to improve on this, so let's keep going. One more lap and let's see if we can improve on it. A lot better in our second lap, 0.2 faster. We found the time somewhere. Another fastest lap, 112.1. Let's see if we can maintain this. Alright, our third lap is a lot better. We should be on pole again. 111.9. Max Verstappen had a 112.12, I think. So let's see if we can go one more lap, because I know Max Verstappen's going to try and beat it. Let's see if we can find even more time somewhere on this lap. That is quite bizarre. I think Max Verstappen had a 112.1, but apparently he has a 112.7. That is quite bizarre, because I just beat him by 0.2 of a second. I don't know, the clip will roll right now, I think, of the time Max Verstappen really hit. But we are sitting up pole. I couldn't care less what Max Verstappen got. As long as I got pole, I feel happy. So let's head on into the race on pole position. Straight into the Mexican Grand Prix. Let's get going. Pole position start. We should be easily winning this one. 5 red lights in Mexico, and off we go. Overtake and reach engaged. Great start compared to other drivers around us. Oh, Max Verstappen coming in on the inside here, maybe providing a little squeeze for him. Outbrakes us and completely misses the apex. What is Max Verstappen doing? Anyway, off we go. He just ruined his race. Okay, sure. First lap complete, and Hamilton is right on our tails. Actually, more like a second behind our tails, so we gotta keep pushing here before DRS is activated. I want to have a significant gap to him so that he doesn't get DRS on me. Lap 2 complete now. Another fastest lap, 2 purple sectors. Hopefully the third sector is also purple. Yes, indeed. DRS enabled, and we are 2 seconds, 1.7 seconds ahead. Let's keep pushing here. I think this is in the bag as long as we drive clinically and well. Alright, after that shocking start, we see Max Verstappen in P5 now, catching up on Ricciardo. Don't know what he did. He just zoomed past us, but let's see if he can catch us. I think he can. Here we go. Final lap of the Grand Prix. 2.7 seconds. Yeah, well, 2.7 seconds to the car behind, which is the more important one. So Easy dub here again. Alright, there we go. I thought I clipped it, but we are okay. Race is over pretty much. Final turns in the stadium section of the Mexican Grand Prix. Another easy dub. Mexico is a strong circuit for us. The AI seems to struggle a lot here, but we're doing well. Another 3-second-ish gap to secure P1. Let's go, boys.
Yes, you've done it! Well done!
Here comes your top three making their way down to the podium for what can only be described as a fantastic day for Formula One.
Splendid result to sit on the podium, P1. Another great day. I think I also have the fastest lap, so I couldn't have asked for a better result. I mean, I think we secured P2 in the driver's standings, but this just shows that we are very strong in Mexico. So here are the results of the Mexican Grand Prix. We set at P1, Hamilton and Kvyat round out the podium positions. Ricardo, Verstappen, Leclerc, Bottas, Stroll, Perez, and Norris round out the top 10 points positions. Standings wise, we are in P2, 61 point gap to Max Verstappen, and the constructors standings wise, 541 points for us, 225 point gap to Mercedes. So let's head on into the final Grand Prix. I'm not going to show you guys anything at HQ, but let's just jump into the final Grand Finale Grand Prix in Brazil.
Welcome along then to the place where heroes and history are made. It's where the 2008 title was decided in the final corner. And it's the place, a year later, that Jenson Button stormed through from 14th on the grid to claim his one and only Drivers' Championship. It's Interlagos, and it's time for the Brazilian Grand Prix. It's an unusual anti-clockwise race here at Interlagos, where the Sao Paulo locals are packed into the grandstands at each of the 15 corners around this classic 2.7-mile circuit. Two very fast sections bookend the famous and highly technical Sector 2, where getting a good run out of Junsao into one of the two DRS zones will be the key to any overtaking prospects today. With me today, of course, is Anthony Davidson. Now, can I get your take on Max Verstappen? They've had a fantastic campaign, it's been a wonderful year, and they come into this weekend's Grand Prix as a fully deserving champion.
It really is well deserved. I wouldn't say it's been a faultless title challenge, but certainly one that has been consistent and well managed. Here's hoping they let off a bit of steam today and give us an exciting race.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he starts from pole position. And it's Charles Leclerc in P2. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Lucky, Albon, Valtteri Bottas, and Kvyat, Sainz, Perez, Norris, and Pierre Gasly, Ricardo, Hamilton, Jack Aitken, and Stroll, Schumacher, Russell, Esteban Ocon, and Nicholas Latifi. Giovinazzi, De Vries, Matsushita, and Kevin Magnussen fills the last spot on the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Here we go, final Grand Prix of Season 4 in Brazil. This is the Grand Finale. 5 red lights in Sao Paulo, and off we go. Decent start right behind Max Verstappen. Let's see if we can keep this up. He goes on the defensive a little, but we get a better run, sliding just inside of Max Verstappen to claim P1. Let's keep going. Minor collision with Max Verstappen as we squeeze through, but we are hoping that we can maintain this P1 right now. Great stuff, great stuff. Let's see what happens on this turn.
That's a decent
Good.
start. Good job.
And then nice break. turn. How is Max Verstappen doing behind us? He is 0.4 behind. Still. Gotta get some energy through. Is that a track extension? Yep. Never mind. I should have just stuck with regular fuel, but that's fine. 1 of 3 warnings before I get a penalty, so let's be clinical now. First lap done. 0.6 seconds behind us, Max Verstappen. Oh god, collision with Max Verstappen. Didn't see him. Alright, we're still in the lead. Oh, Max Verstappen going on the inside. Gonna take his slipstream. ERS engaged. Oh, there's another car coming in. And we get Verstappen back. Alright, here we go. Lap 4. Still hot on our tails. Here we go. Final lap of the Grand Prix. And I believe Max Verstappen's going on the outside. Yes, he is. Can I get your slipstream a little bit? We outbrake him here, please. Okay, car did well. Okay. Did we collide? Oops. I collided with Max Verstappen. Oops, sorry. Let me get your slipstream. Oh no, we're getting attacked by Bottas as well. Going around the outside. Oh god. Getting bumped around. Max Verstappen ahead of us. He has overtaken us. How is he driving that well? Oh my goodness, Max Verstappen is too fast. How is he driving that fast? I'm not even driving all too bad. Ah, god darn it. Max Verstappen steals P1 from us at Brazil. Oh well, it is what it is. Here we go. Last turn of the Grand Prix. Bottas coming in to attack Leclerc as well. We still managed P2. What an end to the season.
We've had a very strong season this year, very strong indeed. Well done, and thank you on behalf of the team for a fantastic effort.
Everything we got. Thank you, boys.
That's it then. They've taken the win here as we wrap up another fantastic Formula One season. And talk to me. What do you think it was that sealed the win for them?
I think that smart tyre management on track and very smooth driving definitely assisted in their victory today. That combination meant they got the absolute maximum out of their tyres at all times.
Well, I'm thoroughly exhausted after the excitement of that race, but I'm sure it's nothing compared to our drivers here. They've worked hard to make it up there, and it's great to see them make their way out onto the podium.
What an end to the Grand Prix with a P1 and P2 finish between Max Verstappen and myself. Max Verstappen is just way too quick. Way too quick. I think he's like broken AI or something. I don't know. But what a result for the Zoom Motorsport team. So here are the results of the Brazilian Grand Prix. Verstappen with P1 and fastest lap, ourselves in P2 and Bottas in P3 rounding out the podium. Leclerc, Sainz, Albon, Kvyat, Norris, Perez and Ricciardo rounding out the top 10 points positions. Standings wise, the final results are 327 points for Max Verstappen, securing the driver's standings. 69 points behind we find ourselves there with 258 points. Hamilton in P3 with 171 points. Constructor standings wise, we are in 585 points, securing the title, and Mercedes are in P2 with 254 point gap between us. So what a result to this season. We are now back in HQ, and as you see, it is time to renew contracts. Now, I am considering this is where I'm going to end the series for season 4. I'll be back with season 5 in a couple of days, and we will be going back to 50% races and etc. Like the previous format, this was just a one-off series, just a one season to quickly go through season 4 and trying to do a sprint race series to see what Formula 1 would be like on the sprint race system. So very short races, and it seems that the result is that we need to focus on qualifying, and if qualifying is good, you end up having a good position by the end of the race, because there are fewer chances of overtaking. Undercut and overcut strategies do not matter because you rarely go into the pits unless you have major wing damage. But yeah, it was a great season. I enjoyed it. It was a lot of pressure, a lot of high intensity driving, and I think that shows why the FIA are considering sprint races for qualifying or some format in the F1 season. So yeah, this is where I'm going to end the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been a splendid season 4. We'll be back with season 5. New livery, new car design, new engine supplier, I believe. So until the next video, please be sure, if you like this video, leave a like, subscribe using the red button down below, and hit the notification bell next to the subscribe button so you're notified when the next video goes live on my channel. As always, I hope you guys are staying safe and well during these times, and as always, take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.